Hey, hello, my peeps. Welcome to another episode of Halloween. Hey, everyone, this is Peter Zay. Welcome to another episode of Halloween. I thought that I was done, and I looked around. I was like, wait a minute. I haven't even got started. Yeah, as a matter of fact, if I have time, I'm going to show you my horror display case. And I think that'll be the perfect time, right? So let's get going because I actually have quite a lineup. I do. Yeah, some really cool, interesting, fun stuff from across the board. So where do we start? Oh, here, let me tell you where we're going to start. So I was going through some of my new books. I always keep a stack of books that I want to read. And I found this one in that stack. I was like, oh, well, this is the perfect time to read this. And I think I picked it up last year and I didn't get a chance to read it yet. So this is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. Yeah, and I guess it's related to Disney's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. And it seems to take place after Jack and Sally get together. Yeah, and then it becomes about, I think the summary is that they allow a villain to come into Halloween Town. And Sally, in trying to figure out how to get rid of him, it goes into her own journey and discovery. That's what I gathered from it, right? So the nightmare didn't end after Christmas. Yeah, so they have it. Yeah, right? So let's start there. And then I was walking by and this caught my eye and I was like, oh, well, it says Terra of the Deep. Crab Thulu? Is that how do you pronounce that? From Unruly Industries. I couldn't resist it. The artwork on this is pretty cool. I also like the artwork on the box. But I thought that the sculpture itself was kind of cool. And I thought that I could incorporate it in some type of diorama. Yeah, I think that could work because it's the right amount. It's the right scale. So, a tsunami of claws and tentacles. Yeah, Terror of the Deep. Unruly. Yeah, and Unruly Industry they do really some cool stuff. So this was designed by Mike Groves, Poop Bird, and presented by Unruly Industries. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, and I think there are quite at least two other selections of this figure, this model type of thing. But I love this one. So. Tell you there was going to be different kind of stuff. And yeah, and of course we're excited about Beetlejuice. Or are we? Right? Because our expectations are so much more. Right? So, if you look at Beetlejuice now, the original, it was kind of campy, right? It was kind of fun. Tim Burton, yay. So with this one, fast forward, is it going to keep up with the times as far as our stimulation goes and our expectations go and blah, 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 or is it going to go right to streaming, right? So there you go. And I am the worst when it comes to keeping up with movies. I really am, I admit it. I just, yeah, I can't keep up with myself. So, right, you know. So, so I have a couple of Beetlejuices, actual Beetlejuices coming. Beetlejuice coming in of 6-scale figures. One of them is Hot Toys, and then the other one could be Sideshow. And they, of course, it's the same character, but they have the differences, and I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, I love the caliber and scale of Hot Toys, so that was a shoe in, and I believe Sideshow came out first. So I saw this by Cos Baby, and he's adorable. Never trust the living, right? Yeah, look at him. Cute, right? Yeah, I love the graphics on this. As a matter of fact, I think that if I were to display it in the box, that's how I would display it, right? Because there he kind of gets lost in the plastic, but that there he stands out. You see the difference, right? Gone, pop, gone, pop. All right. So then I saw this guy, and first of all, I got him because I like the figure. I thought he was pretty cool looking, not realizing that he was connected to Beetlejuice. Yeah, so this is Bob. And I really like Bob. You see Bob in there? Now how about there? There you are. Right? Isn't that fun? Yeah, Bob. So good. Yeah, interesting. I love his name tag. Hello, my name is Bob, and then his suit, yellow suit with his striped tie. Really, really cool and really fun shoes too. I know you can see in there, but yeah, just right. Fun. Oh, and they came out with the other figures of Lydia, Astrid, and Dolores. Right. Good one. I don't know. It could be fun to look into the other ones. See what they look like. All right. So this contraption that I'm going to show you next has been around for a little bit. And I've seen some collectors that have had it, especially Mr. Michael Crawford. And, I saw him play with his, and I was like, oh, that's just something that I think that if I were to pull it out of the box, which I think I would, because the box really, I got to say, for the first time that I've seen it in a while, it's nothing impressive. Yeah, there's really nothing to this box. So I think that out of the box is really cool, because one thing that I like about it is the electronic box, right? The control box. And what I'm talking about is from NECA Studios, the Monsterizer. You've seen it. Have you heard? If not, check this out. Yeah, this is where in the lab Frankenstein was created. Yeah, so it does quite a few things. The electric cage opens and closes manually. Crank out laboratory table with easy fasten straps. Glowing Monsterizer beam operated by 4-way control switch. Glow-in-the-dark electrode rods. Hand crank to roll laboratory table into position with ratcheting noise. Dials illuminate. Activate Monsterizer strobe effect for ultimate evil. Convenient storage drawer for your extra body parts. Oh, I didn't know about the drawer. That is pretty cool. So strap them down, crank them in, and throw the switch. Yeah, see, then they give you a picture of all the things that it does. Right? You see what I was talking about? The control switch. It's pretty cool. And then the table there, it slides out. Makes pretty cool sounds too. Yeah, I actually like the graphics, the simplicity of that. Where, you know, the front of the, see what I'm saying? It's like, eh. And then there's the top. Right? Sweet looking. Yes, I thought, yeah, maybe, you know, have it out year round. I think that could be fun. But also it could be done fun in Halloween scenery, like a village. That could be really fun. So of course, I had to get the neck of Frankenstein, right? Because he fits into it, and he also glows in the dark. I see he's articulated, um, but I gotta tell you, one thing that I was surprised is he is heavy. Yeah, he's so heavy that he wants to pull out of the packaging. You see that? Yeah. But if I do open when I do open that monsterizer, I am going to definitely put in there the other figures that they also do. Right? Yeah, that's fun Halloween stuff. But then this creepy Halloween stuff. So, you know, Mego. Let's talk about Mego for a second. Mego has like they came back and exploded. And they exploded so much that sometimes it's hard to keep up with them. And now they're doing, you know, they're even doing larger scale figures, and you know, that's a whole different line that's growing. And then their regular line is exploding, and then they're also doing some vintage. Right, so it's growing. So it's hard to keep up. But from time to time, I see something, and I'm like, oh, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised that they actually jumped on it. But this one surprised me because they actually jumped on it twice. And I'm talking about the Nun. Right? Yeah. So in one of my previous videos, when I believe I was doing some of my horror characters, I have actually a super large nun that is really quite amazing. So I couldn't pass this up. And I love Mego. But I love him even more for not only doing this face, but for also doing that face. Oh, wow. That is so freaking good. Yeah, see, so I couldn't pass it up. You had to get them both. Yeah. That's awesome. So thank you. Right? Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, so then there's that whole thing of Dias de los Muertos. And Dias de los Muertos, I gotta tell you, toy companies have jumped on it because it's like a sure win, right? I'm surprised that it hasn't expanded creatively to other things. Like they actually started, Department 56 actually picked up, I think a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, did a Dia de los Muertos holiday scene, and that was pretty cool, right? Because that one you could work for Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, and also Christmas. So, right? So with that, the Dia de los Muertos, when it comes to Barbie, explosion. Monster High, explosion. But Monster High, they are representing really nicely because of course it's Monster High, so they already got that look in to begin with, and their fashion creativity is over the top, right? So of course I couldn't resist. Yeah, let's face it, it is all about that hat. Oh, look at her. Right? Yeah, that is sweet. Yeah, and I actually have a nice collection going up Dia de Muertos. I'm definitely going to pull her out of the box, even though the box is beautiful. She needs to come out and join her friends. Right? Yeah, and this is Scalita Calaveras from the holiday collection. The holiday collection, sweet, 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 sweet. Right? So you go, Monster High. Okay, and then there is Ghost. Interesting. And I'm right, said music related, music band, fascinating. I couldn't resist the look of it, and I had to get it because he is way cool. Look at him. Oh, right? Yeah, Papa Emeritus 2. And this is done by Global and Trick or Treat, which Trick or Treat actually is doing some really cool collectibles. Yeah, they did Sam. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Yeah, beautiful box, right? Yeah, like if you're into the golf thing to display this. Nice. That's great look. Look at this one. Oh, you see, and I couldn't resist that. Yeah, I think in freaking like any type of scenario, this guy will freaking be so good. Yeah, yeah, and I gotta tell you, I like his head sculpt. I like his headrest. I like the lining of the lighter color inside the robe. Yeah, pretty cool. The upside down crosses, interesting. Yeah. Papa, I remember this too. Okay. So, if you think of Halloween, you gotta think of witches, right? So, this guy here, I didn't know where else to like. I could show him with my Marvel stuff for sure, but he's so different that I was like, oh yeah, he's actually creepy good, and because he's creepy good, I thought this is a good place to showcase him. And I'm talking about, well, just wait for it, Doctor Strange from the Multiverse of Madness, and this is dead strange, which is why he's here. Yeah, the dude is dead. And he is scary good, man. Oh, yeah, I haven't even pulled him out of the box yet, but look at that. Look at that. Wow. Oh, is that box amazing or what? Look at that. Oh, so good. Oh, yeah, they did a beautiful job with that. So good. Yeah, and as you can see in the photo, my man. Yeah, he's creepy. Oh, Right? Yeah. Right? And he had a witchy way about him. So, this trio actually that I'm going to show you, I've been wanting for a little bit, but it was never on my top. And then recently I saw it at a really amazing price. I think it was like 67% off. That's an amazing price. And then I was like, gotta get it, fool. And I'm talking about Disney. Yeah. And when I opened them, I gotta tell you, I was really, really happy and impressed with how great they look and the scale of them. Yeah, so much that I want to figure out a way to display them for sure. But they are really cool looking. Check this out. I mean, first of all, the artwork is really cool looking. And you know I love her. That artwork is so over the top. I mean, she's beautiful. She's hilarious. And then there's her. I mean, right, let's face it, always been over the top. But this one, it kills it. Right? Yeah, so, right, the evil queen from Snow White. And then you have Cruella from 101 Dalmatians. And then you have Yzma, YZMA, The Empress New Groove from 2000. Evil Queen is from 1937, and Cruella's from 1961. Yeah, so when I opened it, because I had to see what they look like after wanting them for so long. I'm so happy. Check it out. Oh. Hey, look at that. Yeah, if you are a Disney collector, yeah, I feel like it's a must-have. Yeah, and I have not seen any other rendition of this girl here. Definitely not in this scale. Of Cruella, I have actually quite have a few. Of the Queen, I may have one. Yeah. I may have this other one, but these are awesome. Right? Yeah, very, very happy to have them in my collection now. Oh. And with this one, I'm happy in a whole different way. Yeah, because this guy here, he rocks my boat. I'll give you a hint. I don't care whether he is James Bondish or witchery, or if he's Superman. That's right. I'm talking about Henry Cavill in The Witcher. And this is season 3. Yes. Geralt of Rivia. Right? Yeah, and so I have a different one. I don't remember who it is done by. This one is done by 3-0, and this is from the Netflix series, of course. And at first I wasn't gonna get him because the other head sculpt to me was more believable than when I saw this one. But I think that they refined it. So when I got him, it's not what I remembered. And this guy, really, they did a good job, and I love his eyes. His eyes are awesome. But his outfit is also really cool. And what I also like about this situation is that I'm able to use this outfit very differently. That the look of the other one is completely different. But in this, the other one, I put on his cloak, right? Yeah, so you can see it. I'm not sure if you could, yeah, you can see it's got the cloak on. So 3-0, just so you know, they don't include a stand. So like I always say, be prepared. And with this one, I am so, look at him. Wow. Can you see those eyes? Look at those eyes. Look at that. Ooh. Ho, ho. Yeah, look at his outfit. Unbelievable. His sword. Delicious. Look at that. And then in the back, he's holding a different sword. Yeah. So great. So of course now I had to redo my display case one section so that I could figure out how to do my Witcher collection, because actually my Witcher collection has actually grown pretty nicely, and this one is a nice addition to it. So yay on that. Oh, so the latest witches that have shown up. Wicked. Yeah, so I am actually going to do a future showcase of the Wicked dolls that are done by Mattel Creations. They are not Barbies. At first I thought it was a Barbie thing, but they're not actually. And they actually did a really good job with the features. Yeah, a couple of them, as you will see in my video, I find that they're Ariana Grande face sculpt, and a couple of them are kind of dopey. But in the other ones, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. And then wait till I show you my favorite one. That one actually blew me away a little bit because I love the creation of that. It did a great thing. So I thought that I would include this one in the showcase since we're talking about witches. And I mean, how could you exclude? Oh, Elphaba. Ha ha. Look at that, right? Beautiful. And also what I also like is that they did a different one of her in a different outfit. So they didn't copy the same look and put her in a larger box, right? Yeah, and then the same thing with the other collection, as you'll see. But look at that, right? The head sculpt is fantastic. Good job with the face. Outfit is beautiful. I love that green tone on the skin. And then it tells you about the character. Is this packaging my favorite? No, not really. I would have preferred, I think, more square box with a window. But the good thing is that they didn't do them all this way. Ha! There's another hit. Right? So cool. All right. I told you that they had stuff all over the place. And this next one that I'm going to show you, you might get a kick out of this. Yeah, I have a feeling that you will. Because I did. And I didn't even care for the movies. But the interesting thing is that I noticed that in the first movie of Hocus Pocus, there wasn't that much merchandise. There really wasn't. That merchandise, it wasn't as, it wasn't, didn't have a fan base yet. I myself didn't care for Hocus Pocus 1. And then a friend of mine who loves Hocus Pocus, my friend Judy from Mexico. Hello, Judy. She actually gifted me the Hocus Pocus video cassette. And I was like, oh, okay. So in all fairness, I waited up, I don't know, few long years, and I watched it again. And I was right. Yeah, I was right. I still hated it. So of course I was not going to get any merchandising on that. And then sort of like, oh, did I miss the boat on that? And then Hocus Pocus two came out, and merchandising immediately started exploding before the fact. Right? Because as soon as there was the buzz about Hocus Pocus 2, there it went, because now it had a fan base. And sure enough, everything from cool bags to great figurines to great collectibles, right? So on. So they're a little easier to get them now, but when they come out, grab them because they go out fast. So I saw these and I was like, I was surprised that I was able to get all three, which that rarely happens. And this is from NECA. And they did a really great job of each one of them. So here you have Sarah Sanderson, right? We're talking about the Sanderson sisters of Hocus Pocus. And oh, right? You have a look. Oh, that is so good. Right? Yeah. Love her. And then Mary Sanderson. Yeah, so it says collect them all. And if you can see right there, there was Billy, I think was his name. And I actually already have him, and I had showcased him in a different video. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm ahead of the game. And then check her out. Right? So all she did was giggle in Hocus Pocus 2, as she always did. When I saw Hocus Pocus 2, I freaking hated it more. And the sad part about it, that it seems that my friend from Mexico also didn't like it. So that says a lot, right? So there you have it. And finally, Winifred, of course. Oh. Right? Yeah, I love her hands. So good. Yeah, so I was really happy to get that set. And I believe that I was able to score the set of Monster High that just came out also with Hocus Pocus as a trio. And that, I was shocked that I was able to score that, because you know how that goes. Right? You're like, click, 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 and you're like, hope, right? So yeah, when it happened, I was like, no way. All right, then finally, gotta go back to my childhood, right? Because at the end of the day, really, that's what Halloween's about, right? It was all about the kids. That's where it was rooted. Your passion for Halloween and for monsters and scary stuff and the look and collecting and decorating. It all stems from when you were a kid, right? That basically where the seed was planted, and there it grew. And if it didn't, hopefully somewhere along the way, there it was planted and there it grew. So I myself remember Halloween very clearly, because our Halloweens were very different than what they are now. Very, very, very different. Almost like the Halloween movie, actually, where we dressed up. We either made our costumes, whether I remember we couldn't afford things. We were poor, and in the ghetto, right? You weren't going to be showing no ritzy stuff because you didn't have it. So we would create our jack-o'-lantern baskets just from pillowcases, right? But the great thing about a pillowcase is that it was big. See, that's a lot to fill up. And back then, people gave you money. I know, yeah. So that bag at the bottom was full of coins and the jingling, yeah. And my uncles, because, Halloween was party night for them, right? They were like loose with their change. So, woo, that was fun. And of course, we went door to door buildings. In New York City, you have buildings, not houses. And we'll go through every apartment, knock, and sure enough, people were prepared. And that was the thing. And it was a safer environment. And it was a different world than it is now. So really, really, really fun stuff. And one of the things that you always saw when you went to Kmart or Woolworth, remember Woolworth was around 5 and dime stores, is that they always had their boxes lined up of Ben Cooper costumes, right? The plastic costume, the little outfit, right? As a matter of fact, as a collector, I have a couple of those. And one of them, of course, I think I showed you is my G.I. Joe. So NECA came out with literally this past Comic-Con with a collection of Ben Cooper costume dress kids. So nailed it. Real like that. Yeah, I had a few of those for sure. However, when I got onto the boat, I got on a little too late because it exploded and left the room. Nowhere to be seen, right? So then I saw the prices were like jumping to ridiculous prices, and I was like, no, I know the base, and then once you find out how they escalate, it takes a $5. So I was like, don't even go there. It's meant to happen. It will. But I also saw the Super 7. Ooh, I love Super 7. They picked up on Halloween kids. So it's almost the same feel, except that they're not cloth costumes, but they all come with a cool Halloween basket, such as Mummy Boy. I love this vintage packaging. Love it. And then in the back, it tells you about Mummy Boy. And it comes with Mummy Boy costume and candy bucket. Right? So it's a nice little collection. I have some of my favorites that I saw. This one is called Misfits, and I love his little Misfits bag. Happy Halloween. And I also like that the design is a different color than the first one. And I love too that they went through and gave you a summary of each one of them. Right? Nice. Here's another great one that I love. Creature from the Black Lagoon. They nailed it. Oh. Yeah, and I also love the different skin tones. So thank you for that. For that acknowledgement. So I love that. Right? Oh, so fun. And then this one is in yellow, and I couldn't resist. Peanuts! My Snoopy. My friends, we have come to the conclusion. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I will talk to you soon. Yeah, and by the way, did you check out my last video on the Underworld Muses? Yeah, those dolls, right? Creepy good. So if you haven't checked that out, do so, right? Until later, I will talk to you then. See ya.